30 minutes. My name is Mike Short. I am a resident of Fort Mill, South Carolina. People ask me if I've lived there all my life, and I said not yet. It's tough living here. I live about a half-mile down the road from the house where I was born, so I haven't ventured far. I'm going to be buried about a half-mile on the other side of that house. So I'm really not planning on moving far, and I've seen a lot of things happen in this county. I spent 10 years on the York County Council, gave up that seat in 2004 after having served 4 years as chairman of the York County Council during some of the most exciting times we had. And I know we have some of our councilmen here tonight, and I commend you. And you've got an interesting life ahead of you, particularly those 5 new members. Things will change. You're doing a good job so far. Haven't seen most of his name in the paper yet, so people have asked me why I'm running, and I told my wife that probably because I fell and hit my head and I never recovered. And I thought when I got out of county council that my life as a politician, or I prefer to be called a statesman, was over. And I was going to get back and do some other things. I had an insurance agency over in Lake Wiley for 20 years. I sold that agency last February the 1st and retired. Went home and have been doing research and writing a book and playing with my brand new grandson. And then this opportunity came up. When Mick beat John Spratt, you could hear the collective scream of rejoicing throughout the 5th Congressional District. And I commend Mick for winning that race. I know that it was an opportunity that we had, that we've tried for quite a few years to move Mr. Spratt on back to York. Glad we finally got that accomplished. But with Mick leaving the state Senate seat vacant, there was a demand for another conservative voice in Columbia. Someone who knew the ins and outs, someone who had a great desire to serve his community without making it a career, and someone who was sensitive to the conversation and needs of his constituents. One of the things that I always believed in was responding to the people who put you in office. You can't go into any office, whether it's a city council or a county council, state house, or even the Congress, and forget who sent you there. And you also need to remember that you're spending their money. And you need to be very careful how you do that. We have a tremendous shortfall in our state budget this year, and I know the guys that are here are working on it very hard. But $1 billion is hard to come up with. So it's going to take a lot of work on everybody's part. One of my key ideas is that we need to learn to prioritize and focus on those things that are most important right now. To me, there are 3 things that are most important right now. Jobs, because there are people out there in desperate need of work. Now, the government does not need to be providing jobs. We don't need any more government jobs. We need a government that will facilitate private sector job growth. Small businesses. I was a small businessman. You know, these other guys are small businessmen. We understand what it's like to make a payroll. We understand what it's like for our customers to come in and have difficulty paying their bill. So we have to focus on jobs. We have to focus on our current tax structure in this state. It is horrendous. We administer 32 different taxes in this state. 90% of our revenue comes from 3 of those taxes. One of those taxes needs to be eliminated to facilitate jobs growth. Most of the rest of the structure could be eliminated. Now, how's that going to come about? I don't absolutely have the answer. But we've got enough smart people that can come together to figure that out. We've made some mistakes in the past. I'm always amazed when I go through the calendar of the Senate and the House, the things that they have on their calendar that are there to correct the mistakes they made in the last session. And, you know, there are not a lot of those, but they're there. When if they'd just taken a little bit of time, they'd been okay. You know, they've thought about it a little harder. The other issue I think is very important is education. Now, I know those three things seem like just, catchwords for politicians, and they probably are for a lot of folks. But those three items are so intertwined that if we don't work on them together, and if we don't focus on those things and make them our priority, instead of whether a man can play poker in his house or not, it's a bad issue. Oh, you beat me on the back, shut up. I have to hush. Come Monday, Tuesday night, February 1st, over at Fort Mill Golf Club. Come over and listen to the conversations. I'm sure we're going to have a fun time. So come join us there. Thank you for letting me be here tonight.